Okay, I found a niche I believe is a good niche, but in almost all the cities there are 7 Google Places local results just below the Google AdWords at the top of the first page. Okay, so that's typical. We're always, we're in the local market, so we're always going to have the Google Places there. And currently it's a 7-pack. It used to be 10, and in some marketplaces it's 3. They're always changing their algorithm, but one thing's consistent: there'll always be a Google Places there. My question is, would you move on to another niche? Because even if you did good SEO and got to the first page organically, you'd still be low on the first page and would not get many searches. So what I'm assuming with this, my assumption is that the person who wrote in the question, and I appreciate you doing that, I'm not picking on anybody, that's why I don't put the names on here, is that you're maybe assuming that just because currently in a particular niche that you're looking at, that the Google Places kind of dominates the first 7 positions, that you can't bump ahead of that. And we just looked at one that could. That is just, it's almost in every single case in here that you can I'm just going to show you some random examples here. So, this is mine here. This is a video, and it is clearly above the Google 7-pack. There's just no situation where I can't find that we're not above the, and I'm just going to misspell that. I don't care. That we're not above, and here's somebody who's copied me, by the way, and that's perfectly fine. We still make money off of the site. It doesn't matter. We actually have a couple of listings on page 1, but here's the we have more down here, and these are actually some of our pictures and images too. We've totally dominated this page, but here is the Google 7-pack. So when you follow what I'm saying and how you structure the site, we used to be, we didn't want to be, and I'm glad we're out of it now. But Google found us and they go, oh, well, we think you should be in Google Places. And we're like, no, we don't want to be in Google Places. And they put us in Google Places, and we were in Google Places for the longest time, and they finally figured out that we don't want to be there. We just want our own site. I get more calls being up here. And notice again, you'll see this in more and more of our sites, is that we have these indexed pages down here. These are the tops of our silos, people, and people Google recognizes this as more of an authority site, and we haven't done anything with that site for years. So, can you get above the Google Places? There's never been a time I haven't been able to, even with no backlinks. So don't even worry about it. Okay, I have Powtoons video on my site. Good, we found that those convert very nicely. People tend to stay longer and watch it, and then they end up actually taking action afterwards. So rather than a live person. And if you haven't taken a look at the Powtoons sections on how to make the videos, check them out. It is hosted on Amazon. That's where we host all of ours, on Amazon S3. I could post the video at YouTube. You can. In order to get a backlink. Yes, this is true. In the off-page SEO scheme of things, where would you prioritize posting to YouTube? ? Okay, so this question's come up before. I think it's a valid question and a good one, and that is, so like in the header where we build our site, so we put the videos in there. The question really is, do we put it? Is it better to self-host it on Amazon S3, or is it better just to not even deal with that and just host it on YouTube and embed it? This way, you get a backlink, and it's a YouTube video, and YouTube and Google are one of the same. We're ranking still all the time above the fold, usually in the top 3 positions, many times the number 1 position, and we are self-hosting our videos. So is there going to be a SEO advantage to, instead of self-hosting with Amazon S3 account and using the customized video player? By the way, a lot of people don't realize that in the membership site, if you look on the header, there is a customized video player there that we got for everybody to use. And if you host your own sites like on Amazon S3, you can use those, and it will play on video and tablets and so on and so forth. But anyways, is there more of an advantage to using YouTube? I don't think it matters that much. Is there probably a little bump of advantage? Probably. But we self-host all of ours, and all of ours are, like I said again, are just, are ranking just fine. But if you don't want to rank those, if you don't want to host them yourself, one of the disadvantages to that is that now Google Google, YouTube is now hosting that, and you don't technically kind of control that, and stuff can happen. They can look at your site and say this is too much like an advertised site, or this is breaking our terms of agreement. I mean, these kind of things do happen. I've had it happen to us before, so that is a possibility. When posting, okay, so this is going to get back in. This is going to get into that what I was talking about. When posting multiple, say 18 almost identical videos, so you've got 18, mobile mechanic sites out there, and you're self-hosting it versus doing them on YouTube. This is the challenge that you get into. This is a very real thing. And you have 18 almost identical YouTube videos. How would you do it? Would you open a YouTube account for each posting? I would open up a new account for each posting. Kind of a little bit of a pain in the rear to do, but that's the way I would do it. And you want to make sure that each one is slightly a different length. And that can just be as easy as, in whatever editor you're using. We use just the most basic editors, whether it's in Windows or in Mac. Just take that phone number or whatever and just extend it out longer, that last frame, so they're different lengths. But we had like 20 of the same sites. I think it was even Mobile Mechanic, I forget now. I believe it's in the experiment section. And we were ranking the videos and got a lot of them up right away on page 1, and then Google came in and said that this was spammy, and that it was all the same videos and stuff, and we got our account shut down. So but we didn't change the lengths, and we put them all under. So one was just Mobile Mechanic Austin, Mobile Mechanic Chicago, Mobile Mechanic Miami, and so on and so forth. It was just the videos, and they did have different phone numbers, and we did geo-target them differently with addresses and everything. So it was very kind of legitimate looking, like you've got a franchise, and these are the different places that you would have it. But Google didn't recognize it as that, or YouTube, and they shut our account down. So there is that risk there, and if you want to just completely eliminate that risk so you can sleep better at night, I would just self-host it. That's what we do. Okay. When I open a hosting account, do I have to name one of the many domains that? Do I have to name one of the many domains that I register? This is a good question because it opens up a topic that I wanted to talk about. I definitely want to add to the a membership area, and that is this: when you're starting out. And I'm going to put a video in here just emphasizing this for people who are not in the call or don't watch the replay. Don't get bogged down by getting different IP addresses, different registers, names, and basically kind of hiding your footprints online when you're starting out. The reason I do that is because I got thousands upon thousands of sites out there. But if you're just starting out, I frankly wouldn't even worry about that unless you're technically inclined and you feel like you can easily kind of breeze through the videos that I go through on the host 9, and you're changing your IP addresses and your name servers in the register of your domains. If you're inclined to do it and you feel like it's not slowing you down, then go ahead and do it. But if you feel like, oh, geez, this is just another hoop I got to jump through, then don't do it. Just your main focus in the beginning really is just pick like 2 niches. Research it out. Go out there and build out an Excel sheet, just a very simple one, and say, okay, I'm going to target, let's say 4 cities. So 4 larger cities. Pick like a Houston, a Miami, San Diego. Cover across the United States a little bit, so you kind of cover each region in a well-populated area. So you're going to target kind of 4 cities, and then let's say that you're going to target 1 or 2 different niches, and you're not quite sure which one. So then, maybe research. Get a list of 5 or 10 or 20 niches going. And in one column, put in the number of searches per those 4 cities, okay? And then put in the cost per click, and then put in what you think based on your research, you might have to do a couple of phone calls, which is fine. Do some searches on Google. Find out what the average revenue is that your potential client would get from customers or leads that you bring in. And then kind of make your own kind of rating of how easy would it be to get a hold of the decision maker. And then, once you've got that on a spreadsheet, and it's a fairly simple spreadsheet, right? Once you've got that on there and you've got 10, 20, kind of dig deep a little bit with it, niches, you're going to realize 1 or 2 things right away. And I actually had this conversation today with one of the students, is that it's like they realize there's so many good niches out there that their problem is getting distracted instead of kind of diving deep on 1 or 2. And I couldn't agree more with that. But then just select 2 and then go for 4 cities. So that's 8 sites, 2 different niches, so 4 each, right? You're going to get a good feel for those niches, and you're going to get a good feel of what the pricing is, how easy it is to get a hold of the decision maker, how easy is it to kind of move forward with it. And that's going to give you a good idea there. Now you can do that on the same hosting account. Don't even worry about, you can easily change the only thing I would suggest you do is you could put all those on the same hosting account for whatever, $7.99 a month, GoDaddy, HostGator, whatever. Okay, and they'll all have the same name server, which is fine. I would suggest for SEO purposes, and you can either do it when you buy the domains, or you can do it later after you've already purchased them. With GoDaddy, which is what I'm familiar with, you can go in there and you can change the name of the register, the phone number, the address, and all that helps with the geo-targeting of the site. So I think that's important, but that's really easy to do. And then you can just skip all that other stuff. Get those niches down. Get customers in there. Understand that niche. Understand what the